Hello everyone and welcome to my first Pokemon TCG video that I'm actually going to be putting out in my YouTube account. So you guys are exclusive VIPs and you'll be the first to actually see my very first video. So without further ado, I want to thank the Reddit community for being so supportive when I actually asked whether or not they would actually be interested in me giving deck building tips to new players particularly because I know that there's been an influx of new Pokemon players to the Pokemon TCG online game. So that's sort of why I'm actually going to be starting off with a relatively inexpensive deck to build. The most expensive cards that you're probably going to have to get are maybe a Max Potion, which is completely optional and you don't necessarily need to run it. You can absolutely replace that with other Pokemon, but if you will be running the Dusknoir line like I am, that's probably going to cost you approximately 3 packs or 2.5 packs or so, which isn't it's not necessarily too expensive, but it can be a little bit pricey, especially since we're running two of them. And I do want to bring to you guys' attention that we're going to be using Dusknoir with the Sinister Hand ability. There is another Dusknoir as well, and you want to make sure that that's not the one that you're actually using because we want to be able to use the one that moves damage counters from our opponent's Pokemon to a few of his other Pokemon. So let's talk about the breakdown of the deck. So essentially what we're doing is we're going to be running Donphan as our main attackers, and as you can see, his first attack it requires a single energy, and it does 40 damage, which isn't necessarily the greatest, but it's absolutely not bad either, especially since we can use a strong energy, so that's 60 damage for a single energy. If you give him a muscle band, that's 80 damage, or possibly you might even be able to give him a silver bangle, so that's 90 damage against EX Pokemon only. So be aware of that. Um, the Fighting Stadium also lets us do an additional 20 damage to defending EX Pokemon. So that's pretty powerful. So we can be doing up to 110 damage for a single energy. And the whole point is that as soon as we attack with our Donphans, we retreat behind our Sigilyph. And the main strategy of this deck is that we're going to be trying to knock out all of our opponent's non-EX Pokemon as soon as we possibly can using our Dusknoir. And essentially what that means is that we're immune to any attacks from the enemy with our Sigilyph and its safeguard ability. So our meat wall is essentially the ultimate defense. So at least in theory, this deck should work pretty well. I haven't necessarily tested it, so I'm not exactly too sure what it is. And what we're running a Den for is due to the fact that its entrainment ability, sorry, its entrainment attack will allow us to whip out our bench Pokemon. Excuse me for that. It'll essentially let us set up our bench Pokemon early, so we can start powering it up. And also, I'm not necessarily sure if a lot of people have noticed, but the Beetle EX and the Beetle decks are at an all-time high, and they're weak to Thunder. So this little guy for single energy can do a lot of damage, especially if Beetle EX or Evital has a lot of energy already on them, and that's also why we're running Zekrom because his outrage attack and the fact that he has 130 HP, which means that it's unlikely that he'll be knocked out by a single attack. Alright, so discussing the other cards. So we're actually running quite a few supporter cards, and we're running a total of 33 trainer cards. So I know for a lot of new players, this is something like might make you go, what? That's insane. But no, you know what? A lot of experienced players tend to run a lot of trainer cards, and actually the fact that I'm running 17 Pokemon is more so than a typical professional player would actually run. And also the fact that I'm running 10 energies, that's that's low. That's on the lower end spectrum of things, but you know what? It's definitely not atypical. So also essentially since we're actually only running a total of 10 energies, this is why Professor's Letter is extremely useful because it'll allow us to grab 2 rock energies, so we're not essentially just wasting a turn, especially if we don't have any energies at hand. And Karina's gonna help us get that Fanfi or that Donphan, and it's also gonna let us get that Professor's Letter or any other item cards that we need. So essentially the Professor Juniper and Colress are very vital cards because they allow us to constantly get the cards that we might need. The float stones, you're essentially going to attack the Sigilyph, so you can retreat them, and then Donphan can use Spinning Turn, switch out, bring the Sigilyph again. That's more or less a breakdown of the deck that we're going to be using. So let's go on. I had a friend who wanted to fight me, so let's see. Let me message them right now, and hopefully they're still up to the challenge. Alright, let's go and send them a battle. Okay, so friend battle. Okay, let's hope that she's still here right now, and I will send them a battle. Oh, what? Looks like they may have logged out. I'm not too sure right now. Let's see. Okay, so she said yeah. Right, I have no idea why she just disappeared right here in front of me. What the heck is going on right now? Oh no, okay, there she is. Alright, let me send the battle. Okay. No idea what happened there. Oh, also okay, I have no idea why she's rejecting me right now. But also I had mentioned on Reddit that I would be holding a giveaway, and essentially I'll be giving a full art Colress or 10 random booster packs, and essentially what you have to do is just write down your Pokemon Trading Card Game Online username, and I'll be randomly selecting one person to actually win this card. So good luck, and I hope you enjoy watching this video, and hopefully it's been of use to you. Alright, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so immediately starting off with a Sigilyph and a Phanpy. I'm going to put out the Sigilyph right now because I can use a Float Stone to retreat it if necessary, and it can prevent any EX attacks. Alright. Okay, so Genesect EX right off the bat. It's not exactly a good sign, because if he manages to get a G booster, then our Sigilyph is in trouble. Alright, let's hope this deck can show us its potential and power through a Genesect EX deck, because those are pretty tough to beat. Okay, so it looks like our opponent is going to be luring us out because of a plasma energy that they've attached. And okay, so the turn is going to end right there. So I think the wisest choice would be to potentially Float Stone right now and shuffle for a new set of cards in our hands. Alright, so put out another Phanpy, and unfortunately, looks like this Phanpy might be in trouble right now. But you know what, let's start powering up our next little guy. Okay, and let's end our turn right there. Alright, so things aren't looking too good right now, but you know what, it's still early in the game, and a lot of different things can happen, so let's hope that Donphan can show us that he's a powerful guy. And also, regarding our Dusknoir deck, this could mean a bit of trouble, because if it's a Genesect EX deck our opponent is running, then chances are that he's not actually going to be running any non-EX Pokemon. So that's actually good for us, because Sigilyph will be able to essentially absorb the vast majority of attacks unless our opponent actually gets a G booster. Alright, so it looks like our Phanpy is finally waking up. Let's go and grab ourselves a Karina. So we can grab ourselves a Donphan, and let's go ahead and grab ourselves a Silver Bangle. So there we go. So Karina is always an extremely useful card to have. Let's give him the Silver Bangle, and now he can attack, and then we're going to retreat and bring out our good old Sigilyph. Alright, boom, hit for 70, and Sigilyph is hopefully going to protect us, unless our opponent happens to have a G booster, which could mean potentially trouble for us. I'm assuming they're going for a Jirachi EX potentially, and using that to cover. Oh no, okay, well, that's something that's unexpected. Not really sure what our opponent is thinking right now, but things are definitely looking pretty good for us right now. He manages to, oh, okay, no G booster there. I'm not sure what my opponent's thinking. Maybe he doesn't run a Jirachi EX. I have absolutely no idea. But looks like this match is definitely in our favor right now, and yeah, things are looking up. So Donphan, always a very powerful card to have right now. It's extremely popular. in the tournaments, and you guys can obviously see why. Right, so as you can see, a safeguard prevented us from getting hurt. So let's see, definitely going to be retreating the Sigalith. Let's go ahead and attach an energy Fanfi, and I think it would be wise to go right ahead and give an energy to Fanfi, and let's go on and colorless for 16 cards in our hand. Alright, so let's bust out that Dusknoir. And let's go ahead and attack with our Donphan for another 70 damage. Okay, and let's bring out our Meat Wall once again. So Sigalith really showing us what a useful card he is, and the synergy between Sigalith and Donphan is very, very impressive. Okay, so if he's able to grab a G-Booster, then that unfortunately means that our Sigalith will be dead after this turn. Oh no, okay, so I have absolutely no idea why our opponent is not, maybe he's not running a G-Booster, or maybe it's in his price cards, but yeah, it looks like he's gonna have a lot of trouble dealing with it. Oh no, okay. Alright, looks like he's going to be killing our Donphan this turn, but that's okay because we have another Fanfi that's almost set up and ready to go. So that's absolutely fine actually. And our Sigalith will be coming out once again to prevent us from taking any additional damage. So let's go right ahead and bring up the Fanfi. Let's go and grab ourselves another Donphan right now. Okay, let's bring it out. Evolve our Dusknoir into Dusknoir. Let's get him a Muscle Band. Juniper for a brand new set of cards. Bring out another Fanfi and start powering up our next Fanfi. Alright, and let's go and kill that Genesect EX and draw ourselves 2 prize cards. Okay. So I'm really not sure what's going on with my opponent right now. Not sure if they don't have a G-Booster or it's prized, but also given up a fair amount of leaf energies, and typically Genesect EX decks don't run too many energies, so yeah, looks like this might be our game. It doesn't look like our opponent can do all that much. But okay. So actually don't have any float stones on us right now, so I feel like using an N would definitely be a wise choice, but let's go ahead and power that Fanfi with another energy. And let's go and evolve our Dusknoir into a Dusknoir. Alright, so we can start shuffling around those damage counters if we need to. Let us end for a new set of cards, and we've got a retreat. We've got a float stone, so that's definitely something that's pretty awesome. Let's go and attack with a Donphan once again for, I believe, 80 damage this time. Alright, let's bring out the Sigalith once again. So it looks like our opponent is definitely in a lot of trouble right now. Doesn't look like he can do all that much. I should definitely be careful of his Cupchew if it evolves into a Bear deck, because he can one-hit knock out my Donphan simply due to the fact that I have an immense number of retreat costs. Okay, so it looks like our opponent is actually bringing out the Lugia EX, which is definitely something you don't see very often with Virizion Genesect EX decks. So I'm not really sure what went into my opponent's head when actually choosing this combination of cards, but you know what? It doesn't look like there's a lot of hope for him. Alright, so when it hits back to our turn, we can go ahead and grab ourselves another Donphan, and we will be able to one-hit knock out the Virizion EX, or not, unfortunately. Oh well, it looks like we can go ahead and grab ourselves a muscle band or a silver bangles. I think silver bangle would be the way to go right now because we already have another Donphan with a muscle band. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves a silver bangle. Alright. Let's go and retrieve that Sigilif. Bring out the Donphan. Go for the one-hit knockout. But first, let's shuffle around a bit of energies just because we'll be able to knock out the Brazilian EX regardless. So let's go ahead. And I believe I should hit for 110 damage. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, there we go. And let's bring out the Sigil. No, you know what? Let's bring out. Yeah, let's bring out the Sigilif once again. Because he may actually bring out a bear tick on us, but I guess he decided not to. But if he did, then he couldn't have one hit knocked out our Sigilif anyways, because of the fact that it only has one retreat cost, and his attack relies directly on the number of stars in each Pokemon's retreat cost. So yeah, things are definitely looking our way. I don't see our opponent actually making a comeback, and it looks like it's most likely going to be our game. Alright. So Donphan really showing us what he can do right now. And the synergy with Dusknoir isn't really showing right now, but the synergy with Sigilif is incredible. Sigilif is just acting as a meat wall and absorbing all of the damage that our opponent is trying to dish out at us right now. Alright, so let's see what my opponent's thinking right now. Doesn't look like there's really all that much that they can do. Alright, so once again, Sigilif was able to prevent the opponent from attacking. And let's go and bring out another Sigilif. Because, the heck, why not have two, right? Alright, so let's go and bring out the Donphan that's going to be hitting up for a little bit more. So let's go and do 110 damage. So it looks like my opponent did have a G booster, but unfortunately it's been prized this entire time. And that's a real shame because they are not able to take more than a single prize card thus far. So that's very, very unfortunate. Alright, but it looks like we're definitely going to the victory, and our opponent could bring out the bear tick, and that's absolutely fine as well. I don't foresee our opponent having any chance of winning right now. Okay, so it looks like they're gonna try to Hypnotoxic. Our Sigilif did that, but not too sure how effective that's actually gonna be. Okay, our Sigilif will still survive with 10 remaining HP, and then, oh man, that's quite unfortunate. Alright, let's go and retreat the Sigilif and bring out the Donphan once again. Okay, so let's go ahead and knock out the Victic, and I believe I should be able to one-hit knock out the EX Pokemon that my opponent decides to bring out. Alright. Okay, it looks like our opponent has given up the game. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. And if you enjoyed the videos, I'll be releasing a heck of a lot more. Good luck in the giveaway that I'm hosting. And please hit that like and subscribe button if you really enjoyed it.